What's going on YouTube? I've been playing around with some budget grinders. So all these grinders, they're conical, $200 give or take or less. You might have a little bit of tax or shipping in there, but they're all priced at about $200. And I've been playing with this Fellow Opus a little bit. So I've mentioned in a couple of my videos, I have this SK40 right here. That's 40 millimeter conical burrs. We have this Fellow Opus, which has fairly similar burrs. They are a different cut pattern, but they are the same size. And then also off screen, because I just don't have enough room over here, I have this Baratza ESP. And I haven't really done much with the Baratza yet. Just to catch you up on this Opus, I used it last week to do some drip. And at least so far, I haven't been super impressed with the flavor that came out of it. It just tasted extremely muted. And so much so that I thought maybe my beans were bad. So I went and I actually grabbed this SK and I put it side by side. And I'd say this was dialed in pretty much perfectly in terms of the drawdown time. This one went a little bit fast, and this one I felt had a lot more clarity and better flavor. Could just be because it's new, could have just been those beans. But today, we're just gonna continue on the experiment. I'll do the drip on video. I was actually just doing it just for my own enjoyment as I was working last week. So I didn't do a video on that one. So there's not a video on the drip. I did run it on setting 5 in the lid here. It kind of has a cheat sheet. 1 to 3 is espresso. 2 to 5 is AeroPress. Pour over is 5 to 9. There's some French press and cold brew and stuff in there too. So we had it on setting 5, but it is what it is. We're actually going to use, I don't know what we're going to do. It has this kind of interesting dosing cup. You can run it in 2 different ways. This is actually set up for the espresso right now. So let's tear out our scale and do 18 grams. These are some Mexico beans that I roasted over the weekend, and they are pretty awesome. They're honey process Mexico. So typically Mexico, they can go either way. Really good, but typically I like them more for like a milk drink. And this here is pretty fantastic for just straight black espresso. So I've really been enjoying these. This is the last of that green that I had. So pre-weighed 18, it recommends espresso from 1 to 2. No, it recommends espresso, yeah, from 1 to 2. So over here, I don't know. We're just gonna put it at like 1.5. Because I really have never used it for espresso yet. Let's pour these beans in. The top has this little magnetic thing. It kind of makes a mess. It has this little magnetic thing that kind of self-aligns it. Now we're just gonna hit 1 for 30 seconds. Well, I guess I'm not plugged in. Give me a sec. All right, sorry about that. I have too many things plugged in. So I had to unplug something and plug this in. So we're just gonna hit the 1 short press for a 30-second grind. It's really not that loud. The other day I was surprised how long it took. We'll see if it grinds all the beans within 30 seconds. Okay, I don't think it ground them all. We're gonna turn it on just for a few more seconds. So that was 30 seconds. And now you can hear it cleared. It just had just a few in the bottom. So for an 18 gram dose, it took a full 30 seconds. Now I don't know if this is the setting that we need, but that's kind of the ballpark that it gave. Okay, so here they are. Hopefully you can see them pretty good. Kind of get some shadows in here. And it's in our little dosing cup. That's a little bit strange. Now let's get it dosed into a portafilter. Okay, so we have this heated up. It's nice and dry. Looks like they fall pretty nice. Let me grab my whisk. Not super fluffy. But I always find conicals aren't that fluffy anyway. Then let's use our auto tamper. Let's put our cup away, have our auto tamper. And kind of had some on the edge. So nice, pretty nice little tamp right there. Let's pull a shot. Let's see if we're even close. Okay, so let's see how close we are on this. Seems a bit fine. It's definitely choking. So this is at setting 1.5. I'm probably gonna just stop this and we'll do another prep. So this is obviously much too fine. I'm actually probably gonna step it up to setting 2. And it is a step setting, so hopefully that's not too much, but we really only have a couple steps between there, so let's give it a try. Okay, we're back. Let's weigh out 18 grams again. Should be getting close. There's, yeah, scale's a little bit slow, I think. There's 18. I already set it on setting 2. We were on 1.5 before. Let's go ahead and put it in. Now here's something that I've noticed. When you put the lid on, it kind of acts like a bellow. And see how it blows all those grounds off the bottom? I don't like that. That's already driving me crazy. Probably ideally what you would do is you put the cup on first and then do that. But that is something that I did notice that I really wasn't prepared for, because what I'd do is I'd dump them in, put the lid on, and I'd almost be doing it simultaneously. And that just doesn't seem to work very good for me. All right, so that was 30 seconds again. I think we got everything. Okay, we got everything out. Let's do a little puck prep again. All right, we're back for some puck prep. We got our grounds ground into this dosing cup on setting 2. Dump them in and let's distribute them with our WDT tool. Now the Opus says it can do pretty much all types of brewing, so espresso, pretty much all the way up to like your cold brews. So that's pretty coarse. Let's do an auto tamp. Okay, nice clean tamp. And let's pull a shot on setting 2 and let's see if it comes out. It is definitely stalled and the holes in the portafilter were just getting plugged up. So while a bit slow, this is more what I'm looking for. I don't have a scale with a timer underneath it, but definitely looks a lot better than the first shot. I'd almost probably bump it up another half setting to see if that's where we need to be. Now, it could just be that these burrs need a little bit more breaking in, but this looks a lot better. Let's just see how it tastes, though. So, that was probably about 30 seconds. I was just talking through all of it. It looks good. It looks about the right volume. Let's set up the camera where you can see a little bit better. So here's the shot, and kind of has a couple little nice tiger stripes in it. Let's see. Definitely like it more than I did on the V60 that I did. But I've been using these beans all morning on the DF83, and honestly, they're quite sour in comparison. I'm probably going to go up another half setting to see if it mellows out a little bit more, goes a little bit quicker, but definitely on the sour side of an espresso shot. And there's just not that many adjustment settings. I mean, it's a stepped grinder. So here's our adjustment settings, and we started off at 1.5, and it kind of doesn't land exactly on the 2. It kind of is like a little bit past. So we started right there, which is on 1.5, and that was much too fine. So we went up to the 2, and I'm probably gonna try this one real quick just to see. Okay, so I weighed out the 18 grams. We're gonna try to speed this video up. Let's do our 18 grams in, put our cup in first so it doesn't blow grounds everywhere. And I'm gonna start getting my puck ready over here. Very slow grinder. Seems like right at that 30-second mark, it sounds like it's clearing all the beans. I still feel like there's a few in there. Gonna get that higher pitch, so do a quick puck prep. WDT, auto tamp, perfect. Let's pull this third shot. A little bit messy, but this one definitely looks a lot closer. A little bit surprised. I think the burrs just need maybe a little bit more breaking in. I've been using this grinder for about a week. Let's do a quick side-by-side, even though the other one's cooled down a little bit. Okay, so here was the final two. The first one I pretty much dumped. It didn't even hardly pull. The second one I felt like it was a little bit too viscous and syrupy and slow, so I didn't really care for it. It was this one. It's okay. It's a drinkable shot. This is very sour. This one is definitely the best of the two. It seemed to pull really nice. It's okay. I'd probably end up trying a different bean. I feel like I've ran enough beans through these to break them in a little bit. So far, I've just been kind of struggling with the grinder. I feel like out of the box, it just hasn't produced amazing results. It's okay. I will say I am more impressed with this as espresso than I was as pour over. Really was not impressed in the pour over. That's just my personal opinion so far. I tried a couple different origins of beans, tried a little bit of the darker chocolatier ones, then I tried a little bit of the fruitier ones. The fruity were completely just flat. There was almost no fruit flavor at all, which kind of surprised me. So much so that I got out this grinder, and this one actually ran a little bit fast on the V60, and this one kind of pulled the fruit through. So there's just some espresso shots and some first thoughts on this Fellow Opus. So far, I don't really care for it. That's just me. I think I'm gonna try the Baratza here soon just because I want to try to mix things up a little bit. And I know this has been a pretty popular grinder. A lot of people say they really like it. I really came in just no thoughts. It doesn't matter to me regardless. And quite a few people said that they didn't care for it that much, which surprised me quite a bit. But it is what it is. We're looking at $200 grinders here, so we're not talking about multi-$1,000 grinders. In my opinion, this is your secondary grinder if you have a nicer grinder like this 83. At my house, I have like an Adam 75 that I use quite a bit. I have some other grinders. So really, these $200 grinders, they're a little bit more introductory or definitely more of a second grinder. So if you have a flat and you want a conical. But I just wanted to start taking a look at these because I know a lot of people, these are what their budgets are. So really just focusing on this one for now. I think I'm actually going to switch over to the Baratza just because I definitely need to try something different. This one's kind of boring me a little bit. Conicals bore me a little bit. So thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. That helps us a lot. If you have any questions about the Opus or anything up here or even anything else, if you've seen it on my channel, just hit us up in the comments or you can send us a PM and we'll try to help you out with it. Thanks for watching.